routine of the Making Stories podcast, which starts by me not understanding that I should be doing the intro. I'm Hanna Lisa. Over there is my wonderful, lovely friend and dear, dear colleague, Claire, and together we're a part of the Making Stories team. And we're here to chat about all things sustainability in knitting, which is what we do and what we're passionate about. If you've been following us for a little while here, welcome back. If you're new, grab a chair, grab your car and whip, grab a cup of coffee, settle in for half an hour or so. Today we'll be mostly chatting about things that are on our needles. But before we dive into that, let me quickly alert you to a little special video that we published a couple of days ago, basically, where we talked about all of the samples in issue 6, which is our fall issue that has just been released. So if you're curious about any of the samples and the yarns that we've used in the magazine and that partly are now in stock, head over to that video after you finished watching this. And yeah, it's been busy, hasn't it? I think Claire's face tells it all.
It's been wonderfully busy. It's always busy around a launch, but it's been all good. Where I think now we've kind of reached this point of it, and we can actually knit some of the lovely things in our magazine and relax a little bit. I think we went like over a week where you and I just also didn't speak over the launch because you got sick, I was sick, you were sick. Things were just happening, and I just kept sending quick messages. So to be able to actually sit down and chat with you and talk about knitting has been really nice. So.
Likewise. I mean, launch week is always crunch time for us. Like, as much as we try to make it not so. I mean, obviously, there's a lot to do. But I think this time, we had the launch, and then we relaunched the website. So there's a new making-stories.com now, with lots more exciting functionalities to come. Then we also relaunched the yarns, so you can now buy sustainably produced yarns. Then first Claire got sick, then I got sick, then our little one got almost quarantined, and then he got sick, and then I got sick, and
yeah.
So
we can laugh about it now. At the time, it was a little.
But at the time, it was not so fun.
No, we came through it, but we had to move a lot of things around, which is what you might have noticed. The podcast didn't come out when it usually does, and the blog post didn't come out. There was a lot of things that shifted around, but everything was good. It's part of having a very small team doing a really big job, I think, because it is literally you and I doing all the day-to-day, and you're packaging all the odds and shipping them at the moment too. So
true,
it's a lot, but it's awesome, it's fun, and we've come through it, and we have some exciting things on our needles, and we can have a little bit of relaxing time to knit. So
yeah, totally. You know what? Like earlier today, so the day that we're recording this is the Thursday, and in the morning I dropped Oren off at daycare, and then I took the bike directly to our storage area, office space, which still needs a name, by the way. The Yarn Cave. I don't know. If you have any name suggestions, people, comment down below. We need a name for that space.
Yes, please do.
And I packaged up the orders, and then I biked home, and then I actually sat down and knit a few rounds, and I was like, this is nice. And it's also not just nice, but it's very necessary. I feel like in those crunch times, because there's only the two of us, and I think we both gravitate towards if we have an hour where we're feeling okay and able to do some work, especially when we're sick, we're just working, and not necessarily taking a little bit of time to breathe and knit or do yoga or take a walk or, do whatever we need to do in order to get our energy back up. So, yeah. Reminder to us, mostly me, you're better at it than I am.
Yeah, you're really bad at it.
Yes.
I tend to just poke Hanna Lisa, are you taking a rest? What are you doing right now? And I normally just get the back.
How did you say that, Hanna Lisa? Tongue so. Yeah, no.
Hanna Lisa tongue.
Yeah. I'm not good at it. But yeah.
No, we'll get better though. And
yes.
I mean, especially now I've got all these lovely patterns to knit.
True.
I just want to make more and more time to knit now that we're able to.
So, show us. I hear you have something on the needles.
I have a sock on my needles.
You have a sock? What?
I looked up kind of slightly strangely into the camera. Sorry if that was weird, everyone. But I don't normally knit socks. And look.
Oh, they're so pretty.
I have a whole leg and a heel right there.
Oh my god.
I did the heel turn last night watching Matrix Reloaded. Which is...
How old is that movie now?
It's really old. Me and Chris watched the first Matrix because honestly, and I'm sorry for Matrix, like it's not that I don't like it, it confuses me. I'm not really into, I like a lot of things, but the Matrix is one of those things. I watch the first film, I enjoy it, I instantly forget everything that's happened in it. So then Chris put on Matrix Reloaded, which is a terrible film, I will say that. It's not a good film. And I was like, what is happening? What are the machines? I don't know what's going on. Chris was going mad. So I focused on my heel turn instead. Good. So this is Vitrail. This is from issue 6. I'm going to find the photo right now, which I should have had bookmarked because we were just going through it. And I'm really excited about it. So I don't normally knit socks. These are knit top down. And anytime I knit socks, I normally do them toe up. So when I say this is an awesome pattern, I really mean it. It's been so fun. It starts at the top with a German cast on, German twisted cast on. This is brand new to me. I've never done a German twisted cast on before. So it took a little bit of brain power straight away. I watched a video on it and it took me a couple of tries, but then I got it. And it's now my new favourite sock cast on. It's so stretchy. The demonstration for you with my stretchy sock. And then it leads into, it's a ribbed cuff, twisted rib, and then this gorgeous texture.
Nice.
Let's see, right there. Oh, it's so lovely. And it looks like it could be a little bit complicated, but it's actually really intuitive. As I got into the pattern, I just really got into the flow of it. And honestly, I cast these on, when did I cast them on? Only a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And look how far I've got. I've got a heel and everything.
What type of heel turn is that? Sorry for interrupting, but is that like a German short row heel?
German short row, yeah. So, and again, this is, I've done short row heels before, but not in the same way. And it was so easy. Like last night, it's, you knit to the end, you do a double stitch and turn. And then you just go back and forth and then queue up the double stitches. And then you go back and like knit them together. It's so easy. It's honestly,
it looks
like I'll be interested to see how it fits. That'll be the test. But so far, loving it. And this is Modim yarn, which I've never used before. And I forget, I lost the ball band to this ages ago because this was another pair of socks that I previously knit that were horrendous. I was trying a pattern in them and they were really weird. I showed them to Hanna Lisa and she was like, they don't look good. They look like, it was when COVID just came out and she was absolutely right, and it looked like the virus spores that we kept seeing on the news. And I kept knitting these socks and being like, what's wrong with this stitch pattern I'm doing? She was like, it looks like COVID. So they got unraveled and look how pretty it looks.
It looks right so much prettier.
It looks so much better.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Well done, love.
I'll try and find the colorway and I'll link it below because for the life of me, I can't remember what it was called. But the lovely people on Instagram helped me to pick this out last week. They all said that I should do yellow socks. So there you go.
Yay! Whee! It was so fun because I actually had no idea that you cast those on until I saw you mention that on Instagram. And by that time, I already decided that I was going to cast on a pair of socks from issue 6 as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
it was a last minute decision. So because my yarn didn't arrive for ley lines yet, because I'm going to knit ley lines. So
yeah.
So
that's going to be gorgeous. Yeah.
What have you got there? I didn't know you cast on already either.
I did.
You
last
cheeky
night.
thing.
That was last night. That was last night. Seriously, like these things are addictive. So these are the orange socks. It's a pattern also from issue 6 by Elena Solier Jansa. Let me show you. And as you can see, it's for the most part, it is a plain stockinette sock, except for that gorgeous cuff, which I think I have like 4 rounds to go and then I'm finished with the cuff. But it's like, it is awesome. Super potato chippy. It's like you just want to knit one more round and one more round and one more round. And yeah, I immediately knew that I wanted to cast these on. And it's really funny because I am a sock knitter. I love knitting socks. But I've knit 1 pair of cuff down socks in my life. I decided I hated knitting cuff down socks, and so I've never knit one. And so I'm really intrigued because these are also cuff down now. And so far I really like it. What I found tricky with the other ones was that I couldn't really get them to fit right, but they also had like a stitch pattern that had you end on a certain row for the toe and stuff. And so I think with just, the foot being plain stockinette, it will be a little bit easier to get them to fit right. So yeah, I knit them. I didn't swatch. And I decided that I'm going to knit a size 2 because I'm suspecting that my gauge is going to be looser, or is definitely looser than the pattern. But yeah, look at this. I really, really like it.
Ooh, I love that colour as well. It's such a pretty colour.
So the yarn is Mominoki yarn Fin Wool, the yarn that the pattern calls for, that we also have in the shop right now. And this is the Sage colorway. And I did the same thing that Claire did because I think it's super fun to ask you lovelies on Instagram which colors we should pick. And I was confused because I asked, like, it would have been this or curry, like a pretty bright yellow. And like last time I did something like that, people went for the yellow. And I was like, why are people not going for the yellow? And they voted for yellow for you. So maybe that's why.
I think it's because the sample's in the yellow. So it's kind of nice to see it in a different colour.
True.
I think.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of swayed people a little bit because I gave people 4 choices and went, by the way, yellow's my favourite colour.
Okay.
So maybe they were just like, oh.
I'm not mad though. Yellow. I think they are super, super pretty in this colour.
I love them.
Yeah. And I'm really happy. I can't wait to get back to knitting them.
Oh, I love them.
Yay! The other thing that I've brought to show today, and I'm actually not entirely sure where I was with this pattern when we last recorded, but I'm pretty sure it was not as far as it is now.
Is this bindweed?
It's bindweed. So, quick reminder for everyone who's new, bindweed cover pattern from our issue 5, designed for, and I'm knitting this with Knitting for Olive yarn, designed by lovely Xenia Naidyon. We have a body and we have a sleeve.
You have a sleeve? When did you do that?
Over the last few weeks. Like, this was like my, it's all crumpled. This was my like monogamous knitting. Like I didn't knit on anything else.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I really, really, really love it. So I think the last time that I showed this, I probably wasn't even finished with the body yet. Can that be right?
You were just separating the body and sleeves, I think, last time we looked, if I remember rightly.
So the body is not super, super finished. You see something odd going on here with the edges. That is because it's actually a folded hem, so you can see the little ridge of purl stitches here. That's where this is going to be. Okay, this is not this is not working. But fold it up inside, and then I'm gonna stitch down the inside. So I haven't done this because I wanted to knit and not sew.
Yeah.
So I decided to do the sleeve, and honestly, the sleeve, once you get going with it, you don't need the pattern. Like, even though the cable pattern looks a little bit complex, it actually isn't. Like,
no, it looks like it could be really intuitive.
It's really repetitive and really intuitive, and because you have these lovely nups going every few rows or rounds, I kind of had this thing of like, I want to get to the next nup round, I want to get to the next nup round, and then all of a sudden I was done. And then you do some clever decreases so that the hello, focus please, so that the cables actually flow into the ribbing, which I really, really like. So yeah,
it's so nice.
So I still need a second sleeve, but then I will have a new cardigan. What?
I can't wait to see it done. We need like full on FO photo shoot of Hanna Lisa and a bindweed.
Yes, you'll get those. First I need to finish it, but yeah, I'm really happy with the progress on this. And I think
I love it.
In between this, like, it's also honestly really surprising good TV knitting. Like, not something that you really, really need to pay attention to, but we've been watching Lupin on Netflix. It's a French series that's been subbed in German about a guy who really likes Arsène Lupin, the master thief. I'm not sure if you've heard of.
I've not heard of it, but that sounds really fun.
It is. We finished the first part. Like, we're in the middle of the second part of the first season. The first part was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the second part as much. But yeah, we're alternating between that and then we're rewatching the entire canon of the Marvel movies. Because why the heck not?
Easy watching though. I'm the same. I'm always looking for just really comforting TV at the moment. Although we're getting into spooky season and I love horror films, so I'm full into anything spooky and horror. And we watched American Horror Story Coven, which wasn't that creepy. It was a bit creepy, but I still enjoyed it. But if anyone likes horror and really creepy things, there's a French show on Netflix called Marianne. It sounds like one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. We watched it, was it last year? We watched it over Halloween. And I kind of want to rewatch it because it was just so weird and creepy. So if you like that kind of thing, you should check out Marianne on Netflix because it's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. But I loved it. It was really good. So
okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
No, don't you watch it. You won't like it.
No, I really don't like horror movies. Like, Stranger Things is about as horror as it can get for me. Like, no.
Oh, we just watched It Chapter 2, which I didn't think was very scary. I'm assuming you didn't watch the first one. No, with Pennywise the clown in it. They redid it. The first one was awesome. The second one I didn't find very scary, but I still liked it because I like Bill Hader. But yeah, anything kind of like that. I love something creepy and weird. I don't know why.
Are you stabbing yourself with a needle like you're knitting and then like something scary? I was like, oh.
No, it's not like I'm knitting like, and then I'm staring at the thing going, no, hide your eyes, and then it's good. Chris hides more than me. I'm just gonna say that. I'm more like, oh, it's weird, and then I really like it. So I don't know why. A weird glimpse into my brain there. I'm sorry, but yeah, all the creepy things because I'm getting ready for my favorite time of year, autumn. So autumn, winter.
It's so nice. Yeah. We've just gotten like a couple of really warm days again here, and I'm really hoping for the weather to cool down again.
Yeah, me too. We finally lost the humidity, hence the jumper. Although today I was like, I get to put a jumper on my petiole for recording, and I'm kind of like, you could probably already see I'm getting a little warm. There's a slight sheen on me. But I'm going to keep wearing it. It is autumn.
That is fine. I think we're at the end of our podcast episode anyways.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, lovelies. This was a shorter one. But I hope you really, really enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, forward it to a knitting friend. Yeah. And we'll see you back here again in 2 weeks. Until then, you can find us on everywhere at Making Stories. Making-stories.com is where you find our issue 6 and our lovely yarns. Yeah, that was it from us today.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
See you next time.